I don't have any good stories for tonight because we have guests. I know I'd like to just tell a story.
You're so good at that.
I like talking.
Yes,
I haven't put out one in a while, because
you have.
the last one I think I put out, it was like for a certain name, so I really didn't. So I was trying not to sort of.
You're always.
No, really not, because the people were, I'm just trying to say, really didn't like that, maybe not want to be here, and I'm like, I'm sure something suited for that. They're like, you think it's something very interesting?
I was like, Chuck, so then. Say, how do people there don't understand? I said, this, you can have to do whatever you like for lunch, but then I run this, this is, you know. Yeah, it's so funny how we did it, but really, it was really good.
Okay, we'll see. I think people are waiting to come in order to talk, and to greet our guests. I won't say anything more because I know we're public, and I want to be careful. So Shabbat Shalom. Thanks for joining us for some davening to bring in Shabbat, and then we get to spend some time with our guests. And that will be a little bit more intimate. So I'm going to dive into the service. We begin on page 10. And with the Nebuchadnezzar, I just want to say I'm really honored to have a really close old friend who is visiting from far away. And it's not, well, I knew that you might show up, so it's not exactly a surprise, but to be traveling in Michigan and to look up an old friend like me is pretty wonderful. So thanks for coming today. Okay, page 10.
Yedid nefesh Avar Chaman Mishoch Avda Eretzonach Yaharutz Avda Kemo Aya Yishtachave Mul Hadarach Ki erav lo yedidutach mi nofetzu v'chol ta'am. Last verse. Higalena ufros chaviv alayet sukat shalomach. Ta'ir eretz mikvoda Nagila v'nismecha bach Maher ahu kuva moed v'choneni ki me'olam yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 Lehu niranena ladona Naria litzor yishenu Nekadma fana b'tohoda Bismiro nari halom. Continue silently in the Psalm, pages 11 and 12. Arba'im Shana Akud Bedor Ba'omar Amto Elevavim Vehem Lo Yadu Diracha Asher Nishbati V'Api Im Yavon El Menuchati. So we continue we're in a fast daven today. We'll go through some of the Psalms in their meanings. So as we go through pages 13 and 14 and 15 and 16, we say there's a new song playing in the world tonight. It's a song of hope, a song of Yeshuato, of God's deliverance, of better times, of a time goodness for the Jewish people, a time of honor and a time of protection, and a time where we will offer thanksgiving. And yet, as it says on pages 15, 16, and 17, as we go through the Psalms, as the earth rejoices, nevertheless, clouds and thick darkness surround the divine. Feeling righteousness and justice, tzedek and mishpat, they are hard to feel. They are shielded from view. It is our job to connect to God behind what is shielding us from righteousness and justice, and to make our way there in faithfulness and feeling our way to God even when we don't see it. So we say on Psalm 97 on page 16, God hates evil, protects the lives of the faithful, and even when the energy of God is hidden from view, but will be revealed. And so on page 17, we sing a new song, and we remember that God brings deliverance. We remember how we have been delivered in the past. We will be delivered in the future and in the present. And therefore, like Miriam, may we pick up, and King David, may we pick up our instrument and join together in a song of saving and of praise and of goodness and of celebration. And may we be like our ancestors who could do this, and may we follow in their footsteps. And even when we are in the middle of the storm on page 29, on page 21 for Psalm 29, even when we are unfortunately in the midst of the storm and the thunder and the lightning are breaking even the strongest cedars, may we feel our way to the shalom that needs to follow, when even after the flood, we experience security. That takes us to page 22, where we pick up the Hebrew chant. Ana bechoach, bechoach, gedulat yemincha, yemincha, tatir tzurura kaberina amcha, sagmenu torenu nora. Continue silently. Shavatenu kabel ushma tzakatenu yodea ta'alumot barech shem k'machoto le'olam va'ed. We prepared to welcome Shabbat a little early, given the time change, but we're on page 23 for Lecha Dodi, and I'm going to do this in honor of the melody we never do that comes from Simon and Garfunkel. I have to make sure I get it right. Da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 lecha dodi likra kala pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likra kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmihanu ilham yuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litila, Lecha dodi likra kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likra kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lechuven elcha, ki mekor הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי לקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקרא כלה. פני שבת נקבלה, מקדש מלך ומלוכה, ומצאים מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה, לך דודי לקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקרא כלה. פני שבת נקבלה. 25. והיו למשיסה שוסייך, ורחו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך. ימסוס חתן הכלה, לך דודי לקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקרא כלה. פני שבת נקבלה, ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תעריצי, היד איש בן פרצי. ונשמחה ונגילה, לך דודי לקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקרא כלה. פני שבת נקבלה. Let's read the Shekhinah. בואי ושלום תרבה, גם בשמחה וצרה, טוב we may be seated. Shabbat Shalom. We're on page 26, and if members of the Goldsmith family are joining us now from far away, I'd like to wish you a Hamakom Yenachem Etchem B'Toshar Avlei Tzion B'Yerushalayim. I know that you are mourning at this time, and we are offering our words of comfort. So thank you for joining us and being prepared to say Kaddish and just after the following Psalms. And so we are remembering Harvey Goldsmith on this night, and we are with you in making his name bring blessings. So we welcome you to be joining us not in the sanctuary, but you are in the sanctuary because you're in the Zumagog extension of it. So Min HaShamayim Tenu Chamu. That brings us to the Shabbat song. We're on page 27. Mizmor shir, mizmor shir, shir li'om haShabbat. Mizmor shir, mizmor shir, shir li'om haShabbat. Tov lehodot la'Adonai u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon, lehagid baboker chastecha, v'emunatcha ba'leilot. Mizmor shir, mizmor shir, shir li'om haShabbat. Mizmor shir, mizmor shir, shir li'om haShabbat. Let's continue our way to the end of the psalm silently. Ki hine oivecha Adonai, ki hine oivecha yovedu. Tzadika tamar yifrach, ge'erez balvanon, Yiskel shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu Od Yehovon b'seha T'sheim v'ra'ananim Yehu le'agir Ki ashar Adonai tzuri Oav la Edotecha nemnu me'od levidcha nava kodesh Adonai le'orech yamim. The first of our two mourners' Kaddishes can be found on page 30. Beth Israel congregation remembers, among others, this week, this Shabbat, the Yortzites of Goldie Alpern and Aaron Alpern, Betty Abtiker and Dottie Berman, Harry Blumberg, Doris Blumenthal, Michael Chesler, Sarah Danziger, Donald Fendrick, Henny Friedman and Julia Garville, Elizabeth Glazier, mother of Marilyn Friedman, Ron Good, Goldie Haftel, Frank Hegia, Evelyn Israel, Menashe Gigi, Rachel Juni, Joseph Lamp, Eileen Lerner Zirin, Rhoda Martel, Paul Newman, Martha Olenek here in the first year, Ruben Portnoff, Harriet Francis Rosenberg, Louis Rosenblum, Joshua Schreiber, Sidney Schwartzfield, Karen Shabbatai, Mildred Simon, Hannah Spivak, Bennett Stark, and Ruben Zell. As we continue to say Kaddish for Sybil Mintz, Jeffrey Aronson, Mimi Karash, Evelyn Bakken, Sylvia Gordon, Isidore Fisher, Christine Reed, and Harriet Celine, Frederick Reingold, Kevin Schiff, Seymour Konigsberg, Merle Goldman, Gwendolyn Shears, Sally Abelson, Gilbert Starosta, William Freeman, Yuval Warshai, Barbara Altman, Judith Elkin, Marion Sachs Jacob, Alan Neil Weiss, Leah Axelrod, Elena Rabinovitz, Barbara George, Howard Rubenstein, Alan Silverman, Otto Weidlinger, Oded Ostfeld, Irving Kaplan, and now Harvey Goldsmith and Irving Summers. For those who are saying Kaddish tonight, and I still say Kaddish for all members of the IDF and victims of terror, especially on this week of Yom HaZikaron. So if there's anyone you feel called to say Kaddish for, in addition to the names that I've read, I invite you to say Kaddish with me at this time. We're on page 30. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah. Yalma divra hirute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei kodesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha. As the little note at the bottom of the page says, I ask you to join me standing on page 39A for the beginning of Arvit. Please rise. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevora. Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam vaed. We may be seated and we continue the bracha silently. Baruch at Adonai Elohim. Umavir yom umevi laila, mavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, el chai v'kayam, tamidim lo chalenu leolam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai hama'arihi v'aravim. Page 40, Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shachveinu v'kumeinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu v'yorech yameinu, v'yorech yameinu, uvahem nege yom v'layla. V'avatcha tasimar olamim, baruch ata Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 41. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivdecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'einenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha Continue pages 42 and 43 silently. V'hayam. Adonai Elohechem Elohim. B'rudfehem v'tzonehem v'tomot tibaham. Umalchuto b'ratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe Miriam u'bnei Yisrael l'chanu shra b'simcha haraba v'yamru chulaham mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh norati lo tosei fele Malchutecha ra'u vanecha bokei yam lifnei Moshe ze'eli hanu v'yamru Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed v'ne'emar kifada Adonai et Yaakov v'lo mechazak mimenu baruch ata Adonai ga'al Yisrael. On page 45, let's read together tonight in Hebrew. And let us wish for a Sukkot Shalom to be spread over Eretz Israel, and so that no missiles and no enemies and no destruction can get through, and so that our people and our brothers and sisters are safe. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu makenu l'chayim, ufros aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, v'taknenu be'etza tovat milfanecha, v'oshi'enu l'ma'an shemecha, V'hagim ba'adenu, v'haser me'alenu, oyev, dever, v'cherev, v'ra'av, v'yagon, v'haser satan milfanenu me'acharenu, v'tzel knafecha tastirenu, ki el shomrenu umatzilenu ata, ki el melech hanun v'rachum ata, Ushmor tzeitenu uve'enu lechayim uleshalom me'ata v'ad olam. Ufros alenu sukat shlomecha. Baruch ata Adonai. Hapores sukat shalom alenu ve'akol amo Yisrael bi'al Yerushalayim. 46. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat La'asot et ha-Shabbat L'dorotam berit olam Be'eni uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz uvayom hashvihi Shabbat vayinafash. We're standing for the Amidah on page 46. We're at the Chatzi Kaddish. And as I sometimes say, as you head into the Kaddish, if there is a spirit that is in Olam Haba, that is in the next world, maybe you invite them in at this time to be with you for your Amidah. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba, v'amad divra kirte v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imeru amen. Yeheshme rabba mevarach le'alam ulal me'almaya. Yiparach v'ishtabach v'yipar v'tromam v'naseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalahal shmei dekudesha le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata dahamir rambiamha v'imheru. Silent prayer 47 to 52, or the readings on the sides of the pages, or the words that you have for the one before whom you stand. Will you join me in reading in Hebrew the bracha on page 51? We usually sing Shalom Rav, but since I can't hit those registers, let's just read it in Hebrew. So in the middle of 51. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Tasim Le'olam. Yatahu Melech Adon B'chol HaShalom. V'tov be'enecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael, B'chol eit u'v'chol sha'a b'shlomecha, Baruch Ata Adonai, HaMevarech et Amo Yisrael, B'Shalom. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabba, v'yamad yivrakirte, v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayedechol beit Yisrael, b'agalav v'zman kari v'imeru, Yeheshme rabba mevarach, li'alam u'lam me'al maya. Yiparach v'ishtabach v'yipar v'yitramam v'yinaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalav v'yital hashmeru kudesha, le'elam minkol v'chata v'shirata, tishbchata v'nechemata, damiram v'yama v'imeru. Tikabalt lo tonavat hondecho Yisrael, kodama v'hondi v'shmaya v'imeru. Yehesham rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'kol Yisrael v'imeru. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. We rise again for Aleinu, page 56. Aleinu v'shalom v'nachol, v'te'edu ha'netzeh, shalom v'asem v'yoleh ha'ratzot, v'hosam ha'nehu mishpachot ha'adam, shalom v'samteinu lahem, v'yorah We may be seated except for those who are reciting the Mourner's Kaddish. If you're reciting, you're with me on page 58. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei rabba, v'yalma divra kirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayedecho beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehe shmei rabba mevarach le'olam ulamei almaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach, yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yinaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei kudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'ama v'imru. Amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha. I'm going to keep the announcement short tonight, but I want to remind you that tomorrow is the bat mitzvah of Maya Rubin, And I hope people can join us. I know they're looking forward to the support that we give and that we have for them. And we also know it's one of our last opportunities to show them our support before they move to Florida. And so, and very interesting stories around that move that relate to Israel and to their solidarity with the Israeli community. So with that, I also want to say on Sunday, we have two amazing presentations. The first one is a Zoom-only presentation, and it is Zichronah Livracha. It is in honor of the memory of Tamar Weaver and the work, it was Israeli, and the work that she devoted her life to. And so it is a program about the life of Palestinians in the West Bank, and it's one that was organized by Charles. On Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. here in the sanctuary, Friends of United Hatzalah and Israel 360 present Michael Oren, former Israeli ambassador to the United States, as if Michael Oren needs a title to remind us who he is. And so we're looking, registration is required, especially for security concerns. So if you're like me and you're attending, please make sure you register so you are expected. And please, we look forward to that conversation in the sanctuary. On Wednesday, May 22nd, there's a Tzedakah treasure hunt for kids in the Chave Reem group, and I hope that you'll join us. If you have kids of that age, that your kids will join us for that. With that, I am going to, let's have a closing song, and then we'll be turning off of the video, and we'll be losing those who are joining us, but we know you're with us in spirit. And so let's close with Oseh Shalom, the final line of the Kaddish. Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Imru Amen. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael.